Okay, the time is there and we'll kick off this webinar from Bsure today. Today we'll look at some practical examples on how you can easily bulk delete users in your Entra ID. My name is Olav Helland, and with me I have Knut Dale Svendsen, who is the Customer Success Manager here in Bsure. If you have any questions during the session, you can ask them in the QA part or chat, and we'll address them at the end of the session. We have this webinar series based on our 5 recommended actions. We have arranged them in the order we recommend you would use when you start looking at your own data through Bsure Insights. The 2 first webinars were about reviewing and cleaning up your privileged accounts, and the second was removing inactive accounts, and also how you then could free up licenses. Today, we're going to talk about bulk deleting users in Entra. It's not an own action in our list, but it's part of the removing inactive accounts. So the rest of the items on the list will cover in webinars over the summer. So stay tuned. So which users can you delete from Entra? It has to be cloud-only users. And that will, in Bsure Insights, you can select those by choosing user source cloud, and it will be for the member accounts. And you can also, of course, remove all the unneeded guest accounts with bulk deletion in Entra. Users you synchronize from your on-premises Active Directory, they have to be deleted on-premises. Users have to be deleted where they were created. And many organizations also have an identity and access management tool that deals with the creation of users. So, and if you do that also for the cloud users, you should take that into account before proceeding with the bulk deletion. To be able to delete users, you must minimum have the role user administrator in your Entra. It's not necessary to be a global admin, so with the user administrator role, you can delete all normal users, but deleting privileged accounts might not work with this role. They say you have to break some eggs to make an omelette, and that goes also for deleting users. It can happen that you delete one or more users you didn't intend to remove, and how dangerous is that, you could think. So the rule of thumb is that when you delete an account from Entra, it enters into a suspended state for 30 days before it's permanently deleted. It's also what Microsoft refers to as a soft delete in their documentation. And if you do restore a user within these 30 days, all the properties, group memberships, and licenses are restored as well. So you won't lose anything as long as you stay within those 30 days. After 30 days, the restoration possibilities are a little bit more limited. You have to then recreate the user, and whether you can recover content depends on whether you have backups of your 365 environment, and also what retention policy your organization has set for mailboxes, OneDrive, Teams, and so on. But the key takeaway is, as long as you discover a deletion that was unintended within 30 days, the consequences are minimal and the restoration process is quick and simple. That's what we planned to say as an introduction. So let's do a short demo and look at this in practice. I'll head over to my other monitor here and share Bsure Insights for you. Can do a first example on how to delete a few guest users. in Bsure Insights, you then go to users and guests. Here you'll see all the guest accounts you have in your tenant. This being a demo environment, there we don't have as many different mail domains, but we have a few, and we'll try to export some of them and go ahead and bulk delete them in Entra afterwards. Just for demo purposes, I'm going to look at these 4 different guest mail domains. I'm also going to, what you should do is to take a look at the created date, because you don't want to have to delete the guests that has recently been invited and haven't started using their user yet. So go back a few weeks, I would say, and then do the export. Exporting from our app is Power BI native functionality. If you don't want every column in your export, you can choose to only take the last sign-in, for instance, and then you can do an export to Excel. Open the file, and we can see what we get. So we have the user principal name and the last sign-in and the mail domain in this export. I'll zoom a little bit so you can see. For guests, you can see that the UPNs are a little bit different than member accounts. We have the email address of the external user and our primary domain name at the end of the UPN. So let's head over to Entra and take a look on where you can find the bulk delete functionality. Go to Identity, Users, All Users, and here you have the bulk operations, where you can do different types of bulk activities. So you can also create users from here, or even invite multiple guests at once. But today we'll take a look at the bulk delete. It's quite straightforward. You will have a template here that you can download. The only thing needed in this template is the UPN. So let's find the users we wanted to delete. I'll just copy the names. And I overwrite this example cell with the new ones. This is it. I just save my CSV and we go back to Entra. I upload this file. If you get file uploaded successfully, it's the properties in your CSV file are correct. If you have some errors, it will say here if your headers are wrong, for instance, and so on. So type yes, and then we can just submit. What happens now is a job will run in the background, and you can follow this job in this bulk operation results part of the portal. With my amount of users, it should be fairly quick. Oh, there it is. It's already done. And as you can see, I got 2 errors. That was maybe not intended, but it's due to our demo data not being 100% correct. So bear with me on that one. If we now go back to all users and deleted users, I can see I managed to delete 10 guest accounts. And the information is also here about those 30 days that we talked about earlier. I have the option here to permanently delete the items. If I do that, it's not possible to restore the user from this anymore. And even Microsoft states in the documentation that Microsoft cannot restore permanently the deleted users either. So If not anything, if if you don't have any reasons to permanently delete, I would say you should avoid that as long as you can wait 30 days. So the deleted users won't disappear from Bsure immediately. So you would have to wait until a new data collection is run the next night and look in Bsure the following day to see that they are gone from your reports. That was a quick one on guests. So let's take a look also on members. I said that you could only delete cloud users. So let's start by selecting that filter setting. And we'll look at the inactive users, meaning users that haven't been signed in for the last 30 days. I can mention that the property we used to show that last sign-in date is a graph property called last successful sign-in date time, meaning it will only get the last sign-in if the sign-in has been successful. As you can see, I still have 393 inactive member accounts there. With member users, you also will get a lot of shared mailboxes and meeting rooms when you work with them. So, and you might want to deal with them separately. So let's take a look at only the users that have a user mailbox attached. So to sum up, I did set the user source cloud, the inactive state, and the user purpose of a user mailbox. What you also should do is the same as for the guest accounts. You should set the created date a little bit back in time. It's now on May 9th. So let's say we go back 3 months approximately. Well, then we could maybe take 1st of April. And it didn't change my result. I still have those 14 users, which we are now going to delete from Entra. There's a little bit more columns here in the member reports. I don't want all of them, so I'll take the display name and the days since sign-in and do an export again. Let's open the export file. Okay, I have these 14 users. Same as before, copy the UPNs. I can reuse this deletion file that I used for the guest users. I'll just delete what I had there from before. Paste new ones, do a save, and we'll pop over to the Entra portal again. Back to bulk operations, bulk delete. I'll add my user delete file. Type yes. There's a warning on top here saying that bulk operations in the portal do have some limits. If you have a very large tenant and try to delete too many objects and the operation runs for an hour, then it can fail. So if you if you click this one, it takes you to a link on Microsoft Learn that have some workarounds for those cases where you can use PowerShell scripts using Microsoft Graph instead. But this seems to have worked. Let's take a look at the operation. So now I have 14 with success. You can click this link here to see the status of every user in the job. So all were success this time. And they will show up here now in my deleted users list. So what if I broke some eggs by doing this and wanted to do a restore? It's pretty straightforward. We have a guy down here I deleted earlier. He's one of our employees. So, but before I do that, I want to show you that you also can find deleted users in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So you have a deleted user menu here also, and you can do some of the operations from here, but you cannot do the bulk operations. So let me see if I find Halvard here. We can see he have a few licenses. He have more user properties on his account than we can see here, but we can take a look at that after he has been restored. Okay, I have chosen Halvard and I select restore user. And it's quick and easy, and he's now back in this list. It was this Halvard admin account. And let's take a look. His licenses are still there. His group memberships are still there. And all his user properties are still in place. So that's good. If you, for some reason, delete a lot of users that you have to restore, you can also do a bulk restore. In deleted users, you have the option here to do a bulk restore. I'm not going to do that now, but I can show you how it could be done. It's a template for that operation also, but you can see here what is needed is the object ID of the user. If we go back to the Entra deleted users list, we can see the object ID is listed here, but there is no way of exporting this complete list. You can, of course, do that with PowerShell or something, but if you like the GUI and want to click, you can head over to the deleted users in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and here you have the export option. Then you get a complete list of all the deleted users, and you can work with this and find the ones you want to bulk restore, but just take the object IDs back to the user restore template and do the bulk restore from here again. Yeah, I think that was pretty much what we wanted to show today. If there are any questions, please shoot out. If not, we'll thank you for showing up and see you again after summer for our next webinar. Thank you.